review of March 2026. And as usual, I'll start with the shoutouts to the community. So we had a lot of PRs again from Timothy. Again, a lot of nice little refactors addressing some of the linting rules, but also he picked up one of the issues that Carver had opened a while ago about coverage tests failing sporadically and implemented a fix for that. So thanks a lot, Timothy, for making these nice changes. And then we had a nice presentation from Xavier about his master thesis on running Thousand Brains systems on basically scaling it up to thousands of learning modules on different hardware, GPUs, CPUs, and process and memory chips. And yeah, I was really happy to see that this seemed to be really well received by people in the community. I mean, it was a great presentation, really accessible and nice. And there's been, and Xavier posted some more details afterwards on the discourse forum. And there's been a lot of interesting discussion going on there afterwards, both on discourse and in the YouTube comments. So yeah, that's been nice to see a lot of praise for this nice presentation. Then Janos posted on the forum again about a project he's been working on, basically looking at category learning in Monty, and it looks like he set up a nice test bed with categorizing 10 different tree species and seeing what kind of categories Monty learns naturally when learning unsupervised, how it groups those trees. And yeah, looking forward to more updates on that project. And then a prototype, Sharon shared a prototype for Linarc 64 support for Monty. Yeah, thanks for looking into that and sharing the code here on our forum. And then there were also various interesting discussions. There was an interesting thread about conservation of information and how that applies to Thousand Brains theory. Agent Ref shared a fun little interesting video about a bee learning very quickly how to solve a problem. And then, yeah, also sharing research and tools in general. So Agent Ref shared an interesting paper about task learning and neural responses in the visual cortex. Dila shared some tools in the kind of Elixir Python world related to the live visualizations. There were some interesting things shared on the thread about touch sensors, including some custom hardware for touch sensors and recent progress in different touch sensors. And also Neurojo shared a paper about reference frames, and that seems related to Thousand Brains theory. So yeah, always nice to see such research surface to us. And then, yeah, answering other people's questions, I would say the prize goes again to Agent Ref for really great answers to other people's posts and really good pointers to existing discussions on GitHub, for example. Yeah, thanks Agent Ref for having such a great awareness of what's going on in the project and taking some of these questions and answering them really quickly. Also reading one of the papers that was shared and sharing a summary of how it relates to Thousand Brains theory and what's the kind of main takeaway from the paper. It's super useful. And then also other people have been sharing the project on social media, which was great to see. Always appreciate when someone sees a post and thinks of the Thousand Brains project and then kind of tags us there as like somewhat like the Thousand Brains project, learning from the real world on a Jan LeCun post. There was a post from Francois Cholet, who designs the ARC AGI challenge, highlighting Thousand Brains project, and another Francois Cholet post where Empty Loop shared Thousand Brains theory in a longer thread and linked to the book. There was another post about learning world models and learning through interaction, where Innertone tagged Thousand Brains project as a related project. And also Drew Ryan wrote a nice post kind of highlighting Thousand Brains Project and what we do and sharing that with his network. So thanks a lot for anyone, yeah, noticing other people's research that's related and tagging our project. So we have some awareness, and also other people who are interested in similar topics become aware of what we're doing. And yeah, thanks everyone for the contributions.